Today I'm with Mike Zittel of Serr.biz. Pleasure to be here with you today, Mike. And my first question, he's done a lot of great things in marketing, and I'm interested to find out what great things he has for us so we can learn. Well, let's talk a little bit about marketing. I know when I was first, I've been in the magazine industry for many years, and most of the time in those days, marketing took place with advertising, writing articles, that kind of thing. And then something new came along, the internet, and changed things ever so slightly. Tell me about how you got involved and how that's changed over time.
Well, the internet, when the internet first came out, in the 90s, when it kind of became publicly available, I was uninterested. I was a street poet, performer. I didn't want anything to do with the internet, and I protested for years. And then I went on tour as an actor, which is great, but I discovered two things. One, that I liked money, and two, I didn't really like actors that much. So I decided to transition careers, discovered the internet, AOL, Alta Vista, Netscape, and recognized that there was value in being in the top 10 of the search results. And this is before there was even any advertisement around search results, just nice old-fashioned raw search results when you did a search. So I started learning search engine optimization, web design, HTML, etc. So that's where it was when we started.
And when was that? About what time?
That's about 1999.
Oh, okay.
98 is really kind of when I started. I was working at an antique store. My first website was called listit.com, which was a service to help people get their items onto eBay and sell through eBay. A lot of antique dealers then and now are not particularly savvy,
right.
Internet savvy, so I would help them in that process. And then the next project was laantiques.com. I'd gotten some funding through this guy that I was working with, and then that did okay, but then I wound up moving to New York, working for a real estate company, doing SEO, search engine optimization. Google came along.
Okay.
Google was already there, but now Google came out and started taking market share from Netscape and AOL and so forth. And then they came out with pay-per-click marketing. It wasn't even pay-per-click when Google's AdWords first came out. It was a CPM model, a per impression model.
Okay, hang on just a second.
Oh, sorry.
So pay-per-click, a lot of us understand and some don't. So explain exactly how that works.
Okay, well, this goes to, a click is just that. So like when you do a search on Google, and then, the ads come up, you only pay as an advertiser when somebody clicks on that ad.
Okay.
So that's a pay-per-click model.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I've been around since before Google pay-per-click, and the first people that started that actually was a company called Overture. Actually, before it was called Overture, I think it was called GoTo, then it became Overture, then Yahoo bought them, which then got bought by Bing, and simultaneously Google was ramping up and becoming the giant that it is today.
I see. So you've had to change avenues quite a bit, and when you were going through the pay-per-click, and you had gone through the websites, and now you've taken a different step as well.
Yeah, well, it's not really a change, it's an expansion.
Okay.
Right, so I still do web design, I still do search engine optimization, I do pay-per-click marketing, email marketing, social media marketing, and social media, some of it's pay-per-click, some of it's impression-based, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really more of an expansion versus letting one thing go and so forth. And so now with Serr.biz, the direction that I'm kind of narrowing down my expansion into an area that I really like, which is video marketing. So combined with search engine optimization. But the core thing is making the video for the website, whatever it is, story selling, event marketing, etc. Right? So now creating the product, which is the video, and then where do you use that? Now a video is great because it has so many uses it can be used as part of the content of your website, which makes
Okay.
your website more sticky and engaging and interesting. The video itself can then be used in your social media for your, increasing engagement with your users and, getting new followers, getting people back to your website, your product, your services. The videos themselves can then also be used in your other advertisement, like in YouTube advertisement. And then there's also the whole world of programmatic digital marketing, which is pretty much advertising everywhere outside of search, meaning outside of Google search results. You've got all these websites that have inventory, and you can advertise there with either a text ad or a graphic ad, but now with bandwidth expanding, 5G's coming out, we can now have video ads right on all these websites now. So,
okay, let me interrupt you real quick, because your video work is, a lot of times you'll see on a Facebook or something, just a very basic, somebody holds their cell phone up and starts talking. Yours is much more sophisticated, much more professional looking. So talk to me a little bit about the difference between yourself and a professional and yet still low cost versus a person who's just doing it by themselves.
right. I mean, video, everybody has a camera, right? And selfie sticks and quickie homemade kind of style. They still it still has its place, but because video is becoming so important in the digital marketing world, selfie, bouncy, kind of crappy video is not going to be as engaging as it once was. Once it was, hey, hey, neat, who's this person, whatever. It almost didn't matter. It was so neat. But everybody sees that now. It's a daily thing where, how many new videos do you see every day?
Right.
So it's like everything else. As the market gets saturated, how do you differentiate yourself? Well,
Right.
you start making better video, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's more interesting, more engaging, and so forth. And ultimately, we're going to go into a whole VR world that,
Okay.
I mean, that's already started, but that's coming.
I see.
You know.
So let's talk about, let's say, a real estate person. The real estate
Okay.
person who puts a picture of a house up and maybe his picture in front of the house. Now let's contrast that between that and the kind of thing you're doing. How is video superior just to a standard regular picture image?
Well, it's like saying, how is watching a movie superior to looking at the cover of a book
Okay.
or a photo, right?
Okay.
I mean, video engages. That's, people love to watch people.
Uh-huh.
Very few movies are about things that don't have people in them.
Right.
So, right? I mean, we like to watch people. So I find that that's one of the more engaging things. Now, there's different types of video. There's explainer videos that don't have a human in them, but there's something hypnotic about the explainer video where the image or the text just sort of appears like handwriting and so forth. Something curiously engaging and entertaining about that. But with video or even non-video, when it's a marketing piece, it needs to be deliberate, it needs to be thoughtful, it needs to be concise, it needs to have a call to action. So,
Okay.
You could have you could have a video that's really bad that doesn't work and just a text ad that does. So, combining everything together is what's important.
Okay. And I've heard you use a statistic about videos versus more of a static image, the amount of engagement. Do you remember kind of a ballpark figure?
Yeah, it's basically, it ranges anywhere from, 300% to like 2,000% higher engagement. Look at your own stats on your Facebook. When you post a text, how much engagement do you get? When you post an image, how much engagement do you get? When you post a video, how much engagement do you get? When you post a good video that's thoughtful and intelligent and professionally produced, how much engagement do you get?
So just to finally, how about if you could sum up, give us 3 points to remember when using video?
Think about what you're doing first. Don't just start shooting willy-nilly. Think about it. Be thoughtful about it. Plan it out, and then produce it. And once you've produced it, Then you want to market it. So you want to share it everywhere that you can, including Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, your own website, etc.
Right. Okay.
So
Thanks. So once again, Chuck McDonald with Mike Zittel of Serr.